third article.
Yeah.
So they're trying to make some point here as the Independent, but I disagree with it. I'm just saying it's relevant to us, and it would be bad news if it was really true. But they go, why making your date laugh doesn't necessarily mean you're funny. And they did a study with...
Yeah, listen up, ladies. I assume this is what they're talking about, right?
Yeah.
It's just
that's obviously a part of it.
It's just because when you're a chick on a date and you're killing,
you know
this
what?
isn't real life.
I wasn't making.
No, they're definitely talking about guys.
Okay, they are talking about guys.
Yeah.
But you are right though that maybe they did have guys and girls.
Nah. No.
You think the move that they're making is for guys?
For guys.
Okay, dating men. Okay. The finding from the research team at the University of Queensland, who asked 554 heterosexual volunteers to take part in a series of 3-minute speed dates, we found, irrespective of sex, participants who laughed more at their partner or received more laughs did not rate their partner as more or less attractive. So it makes, obviously the guy to girl one makes sense.
Like the photo is of that makes you think they're talking about guys.
Well, it sounds like they're talking about both. One probably isn't a surprise.
Yeah.
But you're right. Some girls would be maybe surprised, like what I was killing on that date and the guys didn't care.
Well, the amount of chicks who are like, yeah, I'm funny.
And then that should matter.
No, but the amount of girls who
matters a little bit.
No, but I'm saying the amount of girls who will matter of factly say, "Oh, I'm funny," and then guys are like,
"Yeah, exactly."
You're a real cut up.
Well,
Sharon.
no, you are right, because generally, a lot of times, girls that say I'm really funny, usually what it means is they're like loud.
Or whatever they are. Guys are like, yeah. They're not, if they're trying to bang you, they're just playing along.
That's what it sort of said, though, because it said our results suggest that trying too hard to be funny on a date might be counterproductive. So I think a lot of times with the girl, it's like the trying too hard to be funny is like that one hits
for
a lot,
sure,
right?
for sure. I've ever hung out.
You can tell a girl. Sorry, say that.
Yeah. Just like hanging out with normal, sometimes guys or whatever who are like not funny, and then you go, this must be a struggle. Like if you ever like meet someone who's just a real like, kind of like has no sense of humor kind of person, then you go, man, dating must be so hard. Like, what do you talk about? What do you like? What's a date like with someone who has no sense of humor?
Interesting.
Like a guy,
yes.
you know what I mean? Like, what do you say? Like, oh, I like wine. And
I think
sailing.
you talk about your career, probably.
I guess, yeah.
Or you're like into it, or you're like, you just need a person, you need something you're into. So you could be the guy that's like, talks about, and that's why getting in touch with myself and, I love nature and I love, you maybe talk about, like some other like personality that you have, like you're like a hippie guy, you know what I mean? Like, I need to get my chakras aligned.
Yeah, that doesn't seem like a fun.
Well, here's my theory on this, right? And it explains both of them, because they're saying that funniness is not a skill, but what they're missing, funniness doesn't make you more attractive. And this is the real truth, is that funniness is an amazing secondary skill.
Absolutely.
So the truth is, and this goes with girls a lot of times, one of the
things, want to have, not a need to have.
It's an amazing thing if they have something else.
Yeah.
So this is why with girls, like, it's good if they're funny, if they're also hard. When a girl, you can tell being funny is like the hugest part of her personality. Like, you don't want that to be their primary thing, right? So this is why comedians, it's actually not always great, because the truth is, I actually found, like, I would never tell girls I was a comedian. I just felt like I would always say like director or something like that, because I always felt like it would be like, oh, you're like really funny, and then you go, what do you do, a comedian? You go, oh, that's all you are.
Yeah.
Whereas if you were like, if you were equally as funny and you're like, oh, I run this business or whatever, and you go, oh, you this and you're funny, or like, this guy's good looking, in shape, and this, and he's funny.
Sure.
Being funny is an amazing, and you're this. It is not an amazing, oh, you're that.
Yeah, you're the only thing that you do is funny, unless you're Jim Carrey.
Whereas like being like really good looking is a fine, oh, you're just that for a girl. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
And it might be, or you just as a guy, you go, oh, he's rich. That might be good, but you go, if he's rich and he's funny, all of a sudden, funniness is an amazing secondary skill.
Yeah, I agree.
It is not a particularly attractive,
unless you're super rich
skill.
Because you're funny. I guess that's maybe. I don't know how that would.
Okay, but put it this way: why do girls? Okay, if funniness is so important, why are musicians more like get more girls?
It's not important. That's a lie. I I agree with you that like when women go, oh, I just want a funny guy.
Yes, but musicians who are funny do good with women.
Oh, for sure.
So my point is,
but do musicians who are not funny, I assume they would also do well with women.
Some, but the truth is, like, all of my friends who are like musicians, they were like the best with women, were like the funny ones.
Funny ones, yeah.
Well, it's just because also like a lot of times funniness is like directly correlated with like how good you are socially.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, you know what I mean?
And
Because
there's
like you said, most of socializing is like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and there's like an inherent sometimes like awkwardness and being on like maybe a first date, which being funny is the probably best way to kind of cut that.
Of course, there's other ways to skin a cat, like being a, tortured, the tortured guy has it, you're in the right scenarios. Or just being like a super, powerful rich guy. Like, there's different ways to skin a cat.
Yeah.
But funniness is a great secondary thing.
Yeah.
But it is not the only thing.
Not the main thing, no. I mean, no guy is specifically looking for a girl that's funny. It's nice.
No, but that's...
So it might not even be the secondary thing for a girl.
I think you're right. I think for girls it's probably like third or fourth.
Yeah.
And for girls, no girl's looking for a guy that's just funny, even though they say they are.
Yeah.
What they're looking for is a guy who's also funny in addition to some other thing that I liked.
Yes, correct. Absolutely.
So that's why their study doesn't make sense, because they were testing a secondary characteristic as if it was a primary.
Yeah, well, they got to do their studies.
Sure, but someone should say to Queens, like, you're doing it wrong. Queensland University.
Queensland.
Someone needs to tell them that.